So the Nuggets swept the Lakers. They did. They absolutely did it. I didn't expect this to happen at all. At all. I thought, LeBron can get you one. He could. Now, he went out there. He balled out. He got you 40. But the rest of his team decided not to show up. And what's crazy is they still only lost by 2. But we're not here to make this about LeBron and the Lakers. We're here to celebrate the Denver Nuggets for getting to the finals for the first time in franchise history. On the back of Jokic and Murray, the Denver Nuggets are a extremely complete team. Extremely. I was reading somewhere that they said that they remind them of the 2014 Spurs, and I absolutely see it. You got your dominant big. You got an elite point guard. You got... I'm guessing, is Aaron Gordon like your Boris Diaw? Y'all remember when LeBron was having a hard time getting past Boris Diaw in that finals? It crushed me, though, because, being a Heat fan, it was hard to watch. But LeBron couldn't get past Boris Diaw. And then, you got your snipers, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., then your Swiss Army knife, and Bruce Brown, which I guess, would he be like your Manu? I don't know. But this team is extremely tough, and they have everything to be proud of. I honestly think they are going to win the finals this year. Whether it be Miami, or Boston, which, those are only choices. But I think they'll win in 5 or 6, depending on who they play. But this team was tough. And they got disrespected all year. That's the wild thing, too. Got disrespected the entire year, even as they were the number 1 seed for majority of it. Then they come into the playoffs. They should have swept the Timberwolves, but, they dropped one. It's okay. It happens. Then they played the Suns. I think a lot of people picked the Suns to win that series because you got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. And, it's hard to argue against that. But they didn't have any depth. And Chris Paul got hurt. Again, as expected, right on cue. But no players on that bench. So then, of course, they win that. And they come to LA. Now, after LA beats the Warriors, they were heavy favorites in this series. And I think the Denver Nuggets really took that personally. They really did, and as they should. And they went out there and they played extremely hard. So then they dominate. They dominate every game. And, as expected, Jokic wins Western Conference MVP. My man averaged 27, 14, and 11 against Anthony Davis, who's supposed to be one of, if not the best defender in the NBA, especially around the rim. He was getting cooked by Jokic every game. Every game. Any way that Anthony Davis wanted it, he was getting it. You want me to post you up? I'll do it. Hook shots. Hit you with the mid-range. Oh, shot clock's winding down. Let me do a step back, one-legged Dirk-like 3 in your face to just rip your heart out. He is phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And not only that, he's out here breaking Wilt Chamberlain type records. I think he did. I think he broke Wilt Chamberlain's records for most triple doubles was it either the playoffs or a playoff series? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is a once in a lifetime talent. So I no longer want to hear about Giannis being better, Joel Embiid being better, Anthony Davis being better, Steph being better. I don't want to hear it anymore. My man got robbed of his 3rd MVP, and he's coming on this crazy playoff run and dominating. And then he gets the Western Conference Finals MVP. He's getting love from Magic and from everybody else. And you know what he says? He says he didn't even care about it. He don't even care about it. My man's out here so humble. He's thanking the equipment manager for them getting to where they are. Complete dominance. An amazing player. One of my favorite players to watch. But I just don't understand how they weren't getting the love that they deserve all year long. You got people who work for ESPN and other media outlets talking about, I didn't know he was this good. I've never seen him play. Lisa Salter said that. She's a sideline reporter at these games and said she had never seen him play and didn't know he was that good.
I like covering him, watching him just set up shop.
It's funny though, Susie. Like, I have never seen him play before. I haven't done a game here in Denver, and I was trying to figure out when. It's been at least 10 years. Maybe I had a game of theirs in the bubble. I think maybe I did. But this is really the first time I've had a chance to watch him play. And I got to admit, I have been sleeping on this guy. He is spectacular. He is ridiculously good and just unstoppable. Just watching him play last night, I was texting people saying, you know what? This guy is really good. And they're like, we've been trying to tell you that. And I admit, like, I hadn't really been paying much attention. I haven't had any games with Denver, either on the road or with them here at home. So I hadn't really paid much attention to him. Of course, I knew all of the, I know all of the great things that people say about him. I know his stat lines. I know his numbers.
Then you got people like Mark Jackson, which, by the way, love Mark Jackson. I love him as a commentator. Some people don't like him very much. I like him. We got Mark Jackson talking about he left Jokic off of his MVP ballot. He treated his MVP ballot like he would an all-NBA ballot where you got to go position by position.
One thing I live by, you make a mistake, you own it. I'm not a guy that does it for clicks or be trending. Absolute mistake made by me. You can tell I probably, in thinking, how did I make the mistake? You can tell I put one center, two forwards, and two guards. So I wasn't even thinking. I apologize to the Denver Nuggets. I apologize to Nikola Jokic, who is not only in the MVP discussion and deserved to be on my ballot, but he's one of the greatest players in the history of this game. And he's a top 10 center of all time. So I own it. If you want to take away my vote or do whatever, more than welcome. I made a mistake. He deserves, in my opinion, to be clearly. I would have still voted for Joel Embiid, the MVP, but with Giannis and Joker second and third, they deserve that. Incredible year by him. He continues to make history. I own the mistake, and I apologize.
Stephen A.
How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
Make it make sense. I don't understand how you do that. You have to look at this as who is the best players in the NBA that deserve the MVP. I don't understand how you don't grasp that concept. But regardless, he should no longer be allowed to vote. I think you need to take his voting rights and privileges away because he didn't do a good job of that. No way you leave Jokic off. It's just straight up disrespectful. It's just straight up disrespectful. It's almost as disrespectful as people referring to the Miami Heat players as undrafted players. Let's do a little game next time that the Miami Heat play. We'll do a drinking game. Take a shot every time that you hear their players referred to as undrafted players. You won't make it through the first quarter. Okay, you won't make it. But regardless, this is about the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets are great. They're great. Completely cooking the Lakers. And this is how you know the Lakers were desperate. And this is how you know it's really getting bad for them. When the breaking news for them is that Mo Bamba is available to play and he's coming back for game 4. Lakers are desperate. Y'all were grasping for anything. I remember after game 1, Rui was the Jokic stopper. That proved to be not valid. Then you have Mo Bamba. He's supposed to be your next guy. He didn't even play. Tristan Thompson played. And Tristan Thompson looked great. It makes you wonder why he wasn't getting the minutes. You guys went out and got him. And you didn't play him until it was either trash minutes Or this elimination game. It's like you're just throwing everything out there. Everything. Not giving D'Lo minutes, which that is commendable because he has not been good for you guys, and I don't think he'll be there next year. I mean, just desperation. Absolute desperation. But then after the game, you get LeBron James. He's at the podium or post game, whatever, and he's talking about, he has to consider his basketball future.
I don't get a kick out of making a conference appearance. I've done it a lot, and it's not fun to me to not be able to be a part of, getting to the finals. But we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward. But I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, I got a lot to think about.
Then Chris Haynes comes out and says LeBron James is contemplating retirement. So then not only do we not get to talk about the Nuggets and celebrate the Nuggets anymore, we have to talk about LeBron James again. Because now he's considering retirement, potentially. I don't think he's going anywhere. Mainly because, one, I think he's still under contract for another year. So, sure, he could retire and, whatever. It is what it is. But also, I remember he was talking about wanting to play with Bronny. Now, he recently retracted that statement, basically saying, hey, if Bronny, that may not be his goal. That's my goal. But he may have different goals, whatever, right? It's understandable. I get it. But I think LeBron James enjoys playing basketball too much for that. I honestly think he still has another 2 years. Because you can't have people speculating that you're going to retire while also in the same breath saying that you're better than 95% of the players in the NBA. So I don't think LeBron really wants to retire until he has like an absolute fall off, which I don't see happening. I mean, he just had 40 points in a closeout game on a bad foot. So we cannot overlook that. Now, one more thing that I'm also getting a little tired of hearing about and quite frankly talking about is this: anytime something happens to LeBron, the very first thing that people want to say is, how does this affect LeBron's legacy? That talk is so tired. Even if, since he's been with the Lakers, it hasn't been a complete success. He missed the playoffs his first year. Second year, they win the chip in the bubble. The following year, they get they got eliminated in the first round. Yeah, got eliminated in the very first round the following year. Then they missed the playoffs, and now they've gotten swept. So I wouldn't say that his time with the Lakers is a complete success, but regardless, his legacy is cemented. Okay, his legacy is cemented. So I'm so tired of hearing about this legacy talk. So tired of hearing about it. LeBron James, one of the best players to ever play. Some people might say he's the best. I'm still a Jordan guy, but sometimes LeBron makes it very hard not to want to pick him to be the very best player ever, especially playing this long, being dominant for 20 years in the NBA. It's hard not to. I get it. We're no longer going to talk about LeBron's legacy. That talk should be dead going forward. We do need to talk about Anthony Davis's legacy. Don't let the box score fool you, man. Yeah, he had 20 points and some rebounds, but Anthony Davis looked like garbage in a closeout game. Looked like garbage. How does Tristan Thompson come in and give more energy and effort than you do? And you're supposed to be their star player. That's unfortunate. It stinks. I mean, as a Lakers hater, I'm cool with it. But as somebody who enjoys the game of basketball, that was garbage. Anthony Davis has to be better, or you need to get him up on out of here. It's like ever since he got that championship, he's been going downhill ever since. If he had half of Tristan Thompson's motor, y'all'd still be playing basketball right now. But you don't. And therefore, you guys have been eliminated. So, congratulations again to the Denver Nuggets. And congratulations to Thomas Bryant, because he now gets the last laugh.